you for you see the thing is now, who do we really follow and what do we really do? So this is culture and identity. So what can be done to prevent Singaporeans from losing their sense of belonging and identity? How can we reduce our material kiasu culture and our society be more polite? So today is an equally stressful day. A wider range of emotional roller coasters, and that, when your brain, it's full of thoughts and full of it's full of things, and how do we be more polite? To be honest, it has to do with democracy, and how do we even prepare or defend against the evil forces and to defend against the external attack? Because in our mind we always have that 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 divine group of studies that we need to take care of, and then we also have the clashing of you know the that that trinity. You have the different corners that comes and form that attacks, because on one side you have the opposition, then on one side you have the government, so it kinds of really pushes things into a perspective, and it's very obvious how this system works, and how individually people start to uh, you know lose their spiritual gifts. But I think it's okay if, because you mean what to do, this is not my decision also. This is not what I want. Suddenly I speak like our up and coming prime minister, and it's scary also to think about it then. But if they can take me so far, then it's time to just move a little bit backwards, and then to start over. It's like you go back to university days, and and you try one more time, because it's not easy, because it's like they give you the best thing in life. It's like everything you have, then slowly give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Then you start from not really the bottom again, but you start from another perspective. Start from I mean, maybe people can say start from the bottom, but then you slowly move up the ladder. But you already know lah, it's going to be like a it's going to be like a just go and work, and it forces you to work and to follow that procedure. You are no longer going to like be the one to innovate. Okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. Because if you do that, then the the destruction will come. It becomes like you build everything up, then you deconstruct, and then you build everything up again, then you deconstruct, then you build everything up again, then you deconstruct. It kind of like gives you that like unable to reach that pinnacle. It kind of less like a Christmas tree, and how you do that conducting. Which I think that uh, they are nice enough to put me inclusive in this thing, which I feel very I appreciate the opportunity. I'm honored to say the least, that given this chance to shine. Like, you already know roughly what to do, just that you have to walk in his shoes, and it's just whether I can sustain that stress moment and all that. That is something that I cannot imagine myself, because it may end up in a different situation also. It's not going to be like the 100% same, because they already know what you're going to do, they already know your mind, they already know everything. So you just have to follow that procedures. I think that is the fair thing to say. At least people feel like, oh yeah, this is. But it creates a unstable government in this matter, because when things become too stable, then that's where the problem comes. Complacency, you start sleeping, you start to procrastinate because you don't have the urgency. So imagine you are starving, you need to pay this, pay that. That stress pushes you to a next level, but you don't want to reach to that stage whereby you are penniless and you are so poor that then you start to do things. But this is another way to push, to keep you in that what is going on situation, and just to move forward from there. Of course, it says like very nicely say that this is, you see, this can be a rising sun or this can be a setting sun, but it's there for a reason. So everyone enjoys a fitting reply. So it kinds of, I wouldn't 100% agree on this, that, but because sometimes if you twist a little bit, it gives you that, it's nice lah, like, it gives you that, !aiya! Don't say already lah, paiseh lah, that feeling is damn good. So but it comes with sincerity lah. But if you keep mentioning like this, then that compliments becomes diluted lor. You know what I mean? Now even I say all this, I'm not very sure that if uh, if people would appreciate this kind of chats and conversations. Because you always want to have that upper hand. But this is a situation, it's a different situation already. It kinds of puppets the government, and I mean, you rather lose that maybe the first 50 years of the growth of Singapore is a very prosperous one. You just keep earning money, houses were so cheap. You can reproduce child like nobody's business, and you can find spouse if you have money. You can find wives and things like that. Then you create a system. People get locked up as a result, and it's all because they needed a place to for a sin, because in the whole world there's no sin, and you wonder why, because the Bible talks about sin so much, but there's not a place called sin. Can you imagine that the question mark? Because nobody want to be a bad guy. Nobody want to be that motherfucker, that asshole, that person that really shits and pees in your fucking mind, pollutes that mind to obnoxious bad ways. And I feel better saying like this. So it is it's like you start to wonder why Singapore don't have sin, like the whole world don't have sin. For 2000 years the Bible mentioned about sin, but nobody is willing to say, okay, I take sin, I be the one to sin, because people scared to go prison lah, because scared to get executed lah. You see how that guy, you see he not scared one eh. The whole world is in turmoil for so many years, but he didn't. Nothing can stop him from not afraid to die, not afraid to let his child public, even though the hate, the hatred, and the dangers all falls upon. He's ready to die for the country. He's ready to die already. Also, for me, I think that was partially ignorant, but because there were so many people that compliments you, you see, so many people that encouragement really feel formidable, man. Like you feel like the best thing in the world. You feel like a king, and people were jealous. People were so, that feeling. Then you start crashing down. That was the best part. The crashing down was so painful until it feels like the pump, or you just keep pumping that motherfucker until he blows up so big, and then you pull him out of the water. But who do I pump? You see, that's the thing. Like, who do I pump? What do I do? Like, anyways, I think that it is a situation where it is a battle between the, I think we mentioned before, the Christ and the Antichrist. And maybe now it has evolved to a battle between nations and how they strive to keep their culture as strongholds. And that zeal and that and that sound that we can hear all the time, it is so painful. And every decision you make, fuck, it's the worst feeling ever. People die, you know, like you become a murderer. It's really a stage, or it's really a place whereby people stage things here, just to make sure that before it can be implemented, because people don't want to take a risk, ma. Got a place of sin, just throw everything back there, you know, just try to twist and turn the system, try to test your system over here, you know, because it's a plane of sin. And then it's, you know, it's just like they keep saying that it's because of the port, PORT, Southern Island port, and how those ports were being used to deliver the as a shipping line. So, but you can see, like, they try to cut across Thailand, ma. They try to work and cut across, and then you will kill Singapore as a result when you do that. But when you do that, there's going to be another war. Because if they are religious and if God is God, He would want a place of sin to put all the burdens and that the sin, not just the actual sin, onto that area, so that uh, so that it can you know, it can be used to, you know, to as a test place. You see, I'm such an asshole saying all these things out, and you know, I apologize. It's really the torture. It's really that, you know, the depressed. It's like your brain is getting mashed up so bad, and each time, you know, you put the next generations into some sorts of sacrifices because of the things that you say. But I pray to God, lah, you know, please have some mercy, you know. And that is why I choose to, or I am forced to be in a situation whereby go back 10 years ago. I mean, I'm 10 years younger than him, what? So naturally, I'll just do. It's quite fair also. Like, naturally, I'm 10 years younger. Then I just follow his footstep, or. But you know, but getting a motorbike, then you have to do all the things that he does without risking so much. I think that is the plan. But like, it's not, the constraint is there. There is this constraint in the brain that, you know, really like the crown of thorns that is there, and it's very constricting. It's not something that you can just remove. Really like the Sun Wukong, when he go and put that crown, it's the same feeling also. So as you review more, I think the ministers of defense will be very unhappy. But I can tell you one thing right now is this is this is that's why then I say good things, like thank you the ministers for everything. I thank the ministers. Then it becomes you carry their balls, and but it's nice lah. You just good lah. I mean, you see, I don't know where I stand. Am I in this? And all this secret I keep sharing, it's going to be used against us also. So I think essentially, I think that it's important to form this kind of like a sustainable mind, like a place whereby, because after you got sin, then those people that suffer as a result of sin, so everybody loses something, because it's a place of sin, and then it becomes fair. Otherwise, it's going to be a area whereby you need to house all these prisoners in a controlled environment. Whether you have the spiritual prisoner of wars, or you have this and that. So it really is a place whereby you, and how you, seems like we are all in this gutter, how are we able to just at least make our life feel a lot better. You understand the meaning, like have conversations and that. I mean, if I feel that kind of constraint on my head, don't you feel so also? Because it kind of forces you to find a person, or forces you to go to that place, because these are your soulmates and the people that are supposed to be, but sometimes, a lot of times, it's like, no, you go and succeed first, you go and earn your reputation first, you go and do all these things and secure a good place first before you go and find, because then paiseh what, or it's like it becomes a gamble, should I go to this person? Because at the end of the day, things can become worse. Then you start to like, did I make the right choice? So all these things are, anyways, everyone enjoys a fitting reply. It is wonderful to say the right things at the right time. Proverbs 15:23. So this is not exactly the correct verse, but it's okay. I put the thing already, so it's okay. So this is the message I have. What? 15:23. The path of the life. The Lord. 15:23. A person finds joy in giving and apt reply. A person finds joy in giving an apt reply. And how good is a timely word? So what is the best word now? Sex ah. You know, in that kind of situation, it's like you 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 reach to a stage whereby you are, you know, they kind of like put you in charge of all the they try to put you in charge of from the horse mouth, you know, that kind of thing. then then you kind of have to, then you know how it feels like to be deprived in this situation, because it is it is nature, human nature. And you know, so but the thing is, the right word, and how timely the words and appears to show that at least the AI or the things that is controlling all this thing is going according to where we want to go. It's doing the right thing already. Maybe Ivan say, okay lah, just do what you can lah. It's like, nah, Brian, you find a girlfriend lah, soon lah. But this is beyond, because then it's not a culture already. It becomes you order what, you get exactly what you want. Then what is the reason for you to, then how you get the identity? How do you know the exact person? How do you work your way towards all these aspirations? And it's the mind, the constriction mind is very bad. I tell you, it's very bad. I'm very depressed, and I keep saying this all the time, and then I couldn't find a good solution to it. And it's always like, yeah, you can go fishing, you gotta wake up early in the morning. Then you start to have words that are flush, that that flushes, the royal flush, the whatever you say, whatever you do is what people are thinking, that kind of thing. And it's not in a situation whereby it's because that environment forces people into this thing, but it depends on what you order and what you have ordered and what you are willing to order and how well you do this. So I must say that like, can you feel my stress? Can you actually feel the type of stress? And is it the same stress that we are feeling or not? That is there anyone that is enjoying right now? Is there anyone that is like having the time of their life? And I wish to be part of it. But I would say that people are a bit scared. Like, am I doing this the right way? Am I being left out? Brian is going back 10 years following that method. And is there anything guaranteed for them? Is my child going to be safe? Is my child grow up going to be chosen to go to prison? I would say that in essence, in summary, can you really trust God or not? Because last time, can say, okay, you just do this, you just go and do, because they know already that there are people around in a community that they can trust, that is able to control. But look at me now, you see, like, control what? control. End up I also, like, in this situation, you think the whole world will be so stupid to let Singapore, you know, like, oh, this is a perfect system, let them. Singapore so small, they already know what is the plan and how to tackle this situation. And there's nothing guaranteed one. There's nothing guaranteed one. So what can you say? I almost went into prison. Although they, like, during that period, it's like a more assuring period. That few years, like, I'm very assured that things will not, it's more it's a more comfortable situation for me, at least, to say. It's just you have to see the finger all the time. But for me, it was kind of peaceful and, good moving. It was painful, but because the divorce, then you kind of cannot sleep for 5 days, that kind of thing. It hits you really hard. But at least, I mean, there's no at least lah. It's just like that lah. The mother was very pressured. Do this, you have to study hard. Why every day whack whack whack, take the cane lah. It's really, if she is an angler, she would be a very good jigger. She would be a. She would have. She would have got the big fish. Very. I mean, she would have be a very good angler of the cane. So, like rotan. So this is the this is a story. So thank you for listening. We create a system whereby we, you see, then enjoy a fitting reply. Yeah, it's fitting to you, but it's not fitting to. It's too fitting for me. Then it becomes like, oh yeah, that 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 small little thing that really pisses you off. That small thing that really pisses you off. That you can feel like, wow, what's this guy doing? Like, he's taking the sun, or he's taking the moon, or he's taking what? He's taking the sunrise or sunset. That kind of thing. Then it becomes like a very painful moment for you to, like, to understand the situation. But it's that spiritual warfare that you are fighting against. You fight the spiritual warfare. And people pass away. Then you gain that next level of you get a promotion. Okay lah, end of the day, it's like, just be fair and square, and hope that God will have mercy on us. This is from me lah. I hope that it helps. And to be honest, I tell you, every day is very depressing, and I don't know how my parents feel. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know how they feel about me wearing these clothes, like their clothes, And will the next generations of, will Taylor treat me nice or not? That kind of thing is like, or every day living in depression, every day go IMH, or I don't know what will happen. I leave it to God. Really hope that nothing bad will happen. Just hope that God will help me lah. Don't disown anybody lah. Don't disown me. I never disown you. Then you let go of big things that is very painful to you. It sounds like easy thing to do, but it's not. When we leave it to people people that when the more you say, then the more it's like So hope that God can bless, take care of us, and things will improve from there. Okay, thank you very much. Bless you. Amen. I don't know which hand also.